On 17th December, while minimum wage negotiations were ongoing, DİSK held simultaneous press statements in Istanbul, Mersin, Kayseri, Antep and Bursa as part of its Justice in Taxation, Justice in Income campaign, demanding a decent life, not the minimum. The statements emphasized that the minimum wage has effectively become an average wage and remains below even the official inflation rate. On December 19th, public employees who are members of unions affiliated with the Birleşik Kamu İş Confederation went on strike across the country, particularly in Istanbul, Ankara and Izmir, to protest the AKP government's economic policies, low raise and pro-capital budgeting. On December 20th, the day before the 2026 budget proposal was voted on, in the General Assembly of the Turkish Grand National Assembly, KESK held press statements in several cities with the title, "Workers do not accept this budget." On 21st December, thousands of workers gathered in Gebze for a rally organized by DİSK to protest against income and tax injustice, the minimum wage falling below the poverty line, rising living costs, pressure, and the impositions of MES. Leaders and representatives of DİSK-affiliated unions, pro-labor parties, and democratic mass organizations, along with metalworkers organized under Birleşik Metal İş Union, striking smart solar workers, resisting Hördelmeier workers, Petrol İş Gebze branch and UİD-DER took part in the rally. In speeches delivered within the UİD-DER's contingent during the rally, it was emphasized that workers have no way out of these problems other than organization, and that organized and class-conscious workers are the hope of society. On 21st December, the march launched by DİSK from Istanbul to Ankara under the demand "Justice in Income, Justice in Taxation" ended on 23rd December with a press statement held in Ankara's Ulus district. On the 65th day of their strike, smart solar workers organized by the Gebze branch of Birleşik Metal İş Union held a solidarity event in Gebze under the banner "Now is the time for solidarity." Smart solar workers and their families, union officials, Hördelmeier workers in resistance, pro-labor parties, democratic mass organizations, and UİD-DER attended the event. Performances by Umut, the UİD-DER music band, and the Eğitim Sen Union Gebze branch music group boosted workers' morale. On 29th December, GM Teknik Glass workers, organized under the Kristal İş Union, held a press statement at Cumhuriyet Square on the 166th day of their strike. Various unions and Şık Makas workers, organized under Bir Tek Sen, who are also resisting, joined the action in solidarity. On 27th December, pensioners responded to the call of DİSK/Dev Emekli Sen Union, the All Pensioners Union, and numerous pensioners' organizations held a march and a press statement against poverty-level pension payments. The resistance launched on November 10th by health workers at private Okmeydana Hospital ended in victory on December 30th. The workers had first been put on unpaid leave on the pretext of earthquake risk, and then dismissed without receiving their entitlements. On the 3rd of January, the health workers held a press statement in front of the hospital to celebrate their victory. At Elsa Textil, a subcontractor for Tommy Hilfiger in the Chile Atatürk Organized Industrial Zone, the employer halted the production, citing the inability to secure new orders. Following this decision, workers were dismissed without receiving their December wages, annual leave payments, severance pay, or notice compensation. On 29th December, the workers began a wildcat strike in front of the factory. More than 180 port workers employed at Özgüneş Transport, a subcontractor of Mersin International Port, MIP, were dismissed. TÜMTİS Union held a press statement in front of the company's administrative building, stated that the dismissals target the right to unionize, and announced that legal proceedings have been initiated. The union also declared that the struggle will continue until the workers are reinstated. After the 2025 to 2027 MES Group collective bargaining agreement negotiations broke down on December 8th due to MES's low wage increase offer, Birleşik Metal İş Union launched one-hour work stoppages. Both Birleşik Metal İş and Turk Metal Union rejected the imposed wage increase as a poverty wage, and metal workers emphasized that they will continue their struggle until their rights are secured. On 14th January, public sector workers who are members of unions affiliated with Confederation of Public Employees Trade Unions, KESK, stopped working and took to the streets nationwide. Protesting the wage increases based on the Turkish Statistical Institute's false inflation figures, the workers demanded an additional pay rise.